Yo. Welcome to the NS9 Postgame show. I'm Jim Rosati. With me is Tyler. Pirates win 7-1. How you doing, Tyler?
Oh, boy. The excitement slightly fizzled a little bit. But, man, that offense exploded again. And there are some things that we can get to that we might not until Thursday when you're not here because you're a part-timer.
Right. That's what I do. Well, we've got DiNardo hopefully will be back by Thursday. we'll see. He's on the IL right now. But I mean, what a game. And it was kind of similar to yesterday's game in that the offense jumped on the Cubs early. I mean, this game felt like it was over in the third inning, just like yesterday's. And like when you can do something like that, when you can jump on a team, and just like put up zeros, when you're pitching, it just makes the game so much more fun and enjoyable. And this is now 2 straight days that we've seen it happen. Like you mentioned, the offense again outstanding. It all started first bat of the game. Ke'Bryan Hayes tripled. Brian Reynolds sac fly to score him. Sawinski 2 walks tonight. Vogelbach 2 walks tonight and 2 hits. Oneil Cruz with another RBI single. Bligh Madris first major league home run in his second game. Michael Perez home run. So like everybody was joining in on the fun today. Just a great game overall. Roansy Contreras picks up the win. He goes to 2-1. We'll get to Contreras. He didn't look that sharp, but he got the job done, and then a great job by the bullpen to shut things down. But man, where do you want to start today? Do we got to start with Cruz again?
Yeah, I guess we have to because that's why people are here.
Yeah,
nobody cares about the rest of the. Nobody cares about Dan Vogelbach being on base 4 times.
So, I mean, Oneil Cruz, I think he popped out in his first at bat, but then he got a chance with runners on base in the third inning, hit a ball like 110 miles an hour through the shift. He became the first Pirate since like some guy named Cookie in 1934 to have an RBI in each of his first 4 games. Like this is where we're at right now, where Oneil Cruz is doing things that haven't been done in like 90 years. So Oneil Cruz joins some guy named Cookie. What's his name? Actually, I got it here. Cookie Lavagetto in 1934. First Pirate to get an RBI in his first 4 games since then. So that's 88 years? 88 years?
It's a lot of math for me right now.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about my night here. I sat at the bar, and before the game, I grabbed the remote, turned the Pirates game on. And everybody around me got to watch my alien that was playing for the Pirates. Because all I just kept saying was, look at that, he's an alien. We'll just watch him. And then I kept explaining, this guy hits a ball 118 miles an hour, throws it 96, and he runs like 23 miles an hour. And they're like, is that good? Like, yeah, it's incredible. Also, he's 6'7" and plays shortstop. And then people just looked at me funny. Like, they know what I'm talking about.
Right. But that sounds like fun. Yeah, you're just trying to spread the good news. The good news of Oneil Cruz. Right. So he gets that RBI.
I have to hear about he'll probably be traded.
Right. Whatever. We'll get to that 6 years from now. But
exactly.
Oneil Cruz, though, he gets that RBI single, and then he immediately steals second base It's his first major league steal, right? I mean,
Creates a run.
Very easy steal. It does. It creates a run. The throw goes away. Vogelbach, I believe, was the guy on third base. Vogelbach was able to walk in. So, yeah, just an excellent another just example of how he can be a complete game changer. He was responsible for a couple runs today. That like he created those. But I do want to talk about. I mean, anything more with Cruz. I mean, I know we talked a lot about him last night.
We
and
did.
It's so fun to watch him. It's exciting that he's here, but there is a lot of other things I think to talk about today. Like Cruz was fun. He was great again today. But there's some other stuff.
I think you hit the nail on the head there with being a game changer, because he literally does change. They can't pitch to him when the bases are loaded and nobody's out. When he's on base, you have to pay attention to him. When he's at shortstop, maybe it's not the smoothest thing you ever seen, but he can field any ball that's hit within like the Earth radius. Will he throw it there? I don't know. But the guy is a gazelle.
I think that's the thing too. Like, there were a few ground balls hit to him today where you would look at it and say, that wasn't really the smoothest thing I've ever seen. But then again, like, none of us have ever seen a 6'7" guy field ground balls before. Like, it just looks weird. So, like, I don't know if it's ever going to really look all that smooth, just because it'll be something that we've never seen, like, ever in the history of the sport.
That's because you've never seen it. Like, you literally have not.
Yeah. Like, it's when you see him play shortstop, he's the only person who's done it ever. Like the way he has. So I think I don't even know really if you could say it's not smooth. I mean, he got the job done every single time. Every time the ball was hit to him in his general vicinity, he fielded the ground ball, he threw it to first, he got the out, right? I mean, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And like I said, I think it's going to just look weird for a while, because we're just, you don't see people who look like that, be athletic and field grounders in Major League Baseball.
No, like, there's a reason he's the first to do it. And he's honestly probably going to be the last for a very long time to do it. Because most teams would. Yeah. Not even most. There is nobody built like that human being. No. People are not created like that. People don't do the things he can do.
Right. And that's why you see all of these. I mean, the MLB account, first off, like an hour before the game, tweeted out again, like, we can't get over this throw by Oneil Cruz yesterday. Like, they are still tweeting about it. They tweeted again about his hit today. Like, people are just enamored with this guy because he is doing things no one's ever seen.
But the best comp was, I think, Darryl Strawberry playing shortstop.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, Darryl Strawberry, a complete freak athlete, just so incredibly naturally gifted. But again, wasn't a shortstop. So, like, you put Darryl Strawberry as shortstop, and this is what you got.
Yeah. I mean, if Pirates fans don't remember Darryl Strawberry, it's like Gregory Polanco playing shortstop, but more athletic.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so fun to watch. I am so looking forward to just seeing him day in and day out.
He makes ground balls exciting. Like, when he hits a grounder.
I found this on the web.
Stupid watch. I don't know what I watched him.
But, like, when he hits a grounder, I want to look at my phone and see how hard it was, because I know it was a hard grounder.
Yeah. No, his last at bat of the game, I think, is what it was. He grounded out, and I was like, I wonder how hard that was hit. And it was like 90 miles an hour, but yeah, he makes you look at that.
His RBI single was 112.
Yeah. It was the third hardest hit baseball by a Pirate this year.
Yeah.
So he had the hardest one. Yeah, he had the hardest one last night. Brian Hayes has the second hardest, and then that one today was the third hardest. So he's been up for 2 days. He owns 2 of the 3 hardest hit baseballs by a Pirate this year.
Yeah. The ball's just different off that bat.
Yep. it's, like I said, I don't know how you can look at these last two games and just not be excited.
Yeah.
Like if you're not excited about what you're seeing, then you're just a grumpy person and you don't want to have fun. Like you've decided that you don't want to have fun and that's just who you're going to be. I think you summed it up great last night. You're either a dork, right, or a loser, right? So you're one of the two. If you don't like what you're seeing, you're a dork or a loser.
I know it's extreme, but Steelo tweeted earlier. He might be just natural ability. He might be the most talented player I've ever seen.
And like, what's weird about it, like, cause we've only seen him 2 games.
And we're just talking.
No,
talent.
we're talking about talent. You're right, and you're right. But you look at the things that he's doing, and you've never seen anyone do it before. That's what makes a tweet like that not seem completely outrageous, because you see it and you're like, well, that's completely absurd. But then you go and you're like, well, he's doing things I've literally never seen before.
There are not human beings that are 6'7" that can play the middle infield and throw 96 miles an hour across the diamond while hitting a ball 118 miles an hour and run faster than Tyreek Hill.
No, like that doesn't exist. I think someone was like, if you took his sprint speed from third base to home and like prorated it over, like if it was like a 40-yard dash, he would have ran like a 3.9.
Yeah, it's incredible, like how athletic this guy is.
Yeah.
Will it all like combine into a terrific baseball player? We all hope.
Yeah.
But every single tool is there.
Yep. And it's like I said, that's what makes them exciting. Who knows who knows how it's all going to come together in the long run, but he's exciting to watch.
Yeah. Oh, completely.
All right, so 12 minutes talking about Oneil Cruz. We wanted to keep this to like
welcome to the rest of the year.
We wanted to keep this like 20 today. How about Bligh Madris? Second game. So like he kind of like gets called up. He's like overshadowed by Oneil Cruz because obviously he's Oneil Cruz. You're going to be overshadowed by him. But Bligh with a big game yesterday with 3 hits in his major league debut. And then today, first home run. So I mean that's pretty cool. Great story. Again, we talked a little bit about him last night. Just can't help but root for the guy. I don't know if he's going to end up being good. He could just, be a late bloomer. He's hit at every level in the minors, but he's never really been a heralded prospect. But you can tell, like, he definitely doesn't look overmatched by any means. I mean, we're 2 games in and he seems like he belongs, right? And that was kind of like when we were just giving him the eye test here and kind of said the same thing about Suwinski when he was first called up. He's not overmatched. He looks like he belongs. And I'm seeing that from Bligh Madris right now. Again, it's only 2 games. It's against bad Cubs pitching. So, I mean, we do have to kind of take that into account. But, I mean, awesome start to his career.
Yeah. It's been 2 games, like you said. But he's a guy that I think you really want to see a lot more of, especially when we're talking about a Ben Gamble, Kevin Newman, Yoshi, probably another one that I forget about already because
Kevin Newman, Josh Van Meter.
Van Meter, yeah. But when you talk about all these guys coming back, we don't want to see them anymore. Like, I want to see more of this youth movement, and we know that Bligh is not a young guy, really. He's 26.
Mm-hmm. But
I think me and you and me and Denardo talked about it. There was an adjustment made. Is he going to be a good major leaguer? Nobody knows, but it's been done before where guys have clicked in their mid-20s in AAA. And you mentioned that he had hit really well through the minors, but not to the level that he hit this year. This year was different with him. So I'm definitely more interested in seeing more. I don't know if I'm definitely not fully buying in, but
no.
I'm fully willing to watch more.
Yeah, Dave just comments, he thinks Madris and Mitchell are, 4th and 5th outfielders long term. And I think those are like reasonable expectations.
Yeah.
If we're thinking about guys who can come up here, these outfielders that we're kind of churning through right now, and by that I mean Mitchell and Smith and Jigba and Madris and Swaggerty, right? Like you need a few of them to just pan out to be major leaguers, right? Like you can go and find like a corner outfielder out there, on the open market, if it comes down to it, right? If we're looking at this team and thinking like, what is this thing going to look like in a couple of years? And you can slot in Brian Reynolds. I don't think you can necessarily slot in Jack Sawinski, to a roster spot, but he's definitely like, you have to like what you see out of Jack Sawinski so far. And again, like you've got these outfielders who are all kind of major league ready, and now's the time to find out, hey, are they someone that can stick around?
Absolutely. I mean, like you said, it's the same kind of thing in the middle infield right now.
Yep.
But maybe not to the same extreme, because we hope we know what Oneil Cruz is. We hope Aguero, Gonzalez, who went on the IL, but you hope you have some upper level guys there.
Mm-hmm.
The outfield's a lot of we'll wait and see types, but there's also a lot of talent there, which is also the same reason I don't really want to see a Ben Gamble get a lot of at bats. There's a lot of guys you need to sort through the shuffle and see who's going to figure it out, because, like you said, there's going to be spots available. And you really hope at least one of these guys can take a spot next to Brian Reynolds so that maybe a free agent guy can step in.
Yeah, and I mean, you mentioned Ben Gamble, and it's going to be really interesting here in the next like week or two what this team does, because you now have this whole youth movement that just has been called up the last week or two, right? And you have Van Meter, you've got Newman, you've got Susugo, you've got Gamble, all starting rehab assignments in Indianapolis. So they're all going to be, everybody's rehab is a little bit different. Everybody, some people might be ready in a week, some people might be ready in 2 weeks, whatever it may be. But they're going to have decisions to make with all four of those guys and with the other people on the roster. I think there are some spots for them, right? Like Yu Chang isn't going to be on this roster much longer, right?
God, I hope not.
Like Diego Castillo, I know he had a big game on, when was that, Friday?
Feels like a month ago.
But probably like he's just not getting a lot of playing time right now. So, like do Castillo and Shane go for, I don't know, Gamble and Newman, right?
There's Cal Mitchell's in that mix as well, I think.
Yeah, Mitchell's in there. I know for myself personally, I don't want to see Josh Van Meter anymore. I don't want to see Yoshi Susugo anymore. Those two guys, don't want to see him anymore. There's just no point in me watching either of those two guys anymore. I think Kevin Newman still could serve a purpose. Like he is really good defensively. Like you got to give him that. Like he's pretty good defensively, and he's not a good hitter, right? Like let's get that out of the way. But like he's at least like a major league player, I think, like barely, right? Where he could at least
we missed Hoy Park in that hole
on a roster. We did miss Hoy Park too.
Although he is hitting the ball hard lately.
Yes. No, yeah, Park didn't have a hit today, but he had a decent game yesterday, and he's been better this time around when they've called him up.
Yeah, and he's playing okay defense.
Yeah. But no, that'll be something. I guess we'll talk about that later on. But yeah, a lot of decisions to be made here soon. But really just to touch on the rest of the lineup again, Vogelbach, good game, 2 walks, a hit, 2 hits with a double, Hayes triple, Reynolds RBI sacrifice fly with another hit, and just an overall good game by the offense. Michael Perez home run. Let's talk pitching. Roansy day today.
Jim, before we get to that,
all right.
I just want to touch on. I know. I just want to touch on this.
Yeah.
Anthony says they can platoon Castillo and Cruz. I do not want to see Oneil Cruz in a single platoon ever.
Yeah, me either.
We've seen the Pirates do this with too many lefty prospects. Let the guy learn how to hit a lefty.
Yep.
I don't want to see them platoon him at all.
I agree.
So
he needs to be your everyday. He's your everyday player, regardless whoever's on the mound.
But I do think his first off day will come Thursday. They face a lefty afternoon game. I feel like they're gonna sit him that day.
So if you're going to give him, if you're going to give him a planned off day, like every 10 days or so, and you want to line it up with a lefty, then sure, by all means do that. But like, I don't want that to happen, right? Like, I don't want him to be a righty. Like, he needs to be able to hit lefties.
Yeah, they have to play him against lefties.
Yeah.
And this is the year to actually play him against lefties. Not like they did with Polanco, where he was a platoon guy basically for his first 3 years.
Yeah.
And Clint Hurdle did not want to, but that was a competitive team. Right now is the time to actually play him against a lefty. And if we get to that point, we get to that point. But he's got to play against them.
Yep. I agree. All right. Let's shift to Roansy Contreras. So got the start today. Was quite frankly, from what I watched every pitch he threw. He looked bad today. Like, he did not look good today at all. He threw a few just completely terrible 0-2 pitches to some batters that luckily stayed in the ballpark. But I think it was Christopher Morel hit an 0-2 hanging slider off the wall. Jason Hayward hit an 0-2 hanger off the wall. So he got lucky on a few of those 0-2 pitches that were just terrible, terrible pitches. Patrick Wisdom hit a ball to like the moon. I think it was 460 feet, like Kip Wells territory out there in center field. But no, he didn't look good today by any means. But he's such a good pitcher and his stuff is so good that even though he looked bad, like I would say he looked bad today, he still only gave up 1 run on 4 hits through 5 innings. Like, he still pitched effectively while looking bad. And that, I think, is a positive sign that, like, he's a good pitcher. Like, that's what good pitchers do. Like, good pitchers, when they look bad, are still good.
Yeah,
now you would definitely want to see him dominate, right, and like hit his spots. But I'm okay with if he's going through a funk and he doesn't look good, but the results are still there.
I think I'd go out on a limb and say he hasn't looked good in a good bit of time. Like, last start was bad. This start, I don't think was good at all. This start might have been worse than the last start. But he got the results. But there's starting to be a few concerns pop up with Roansy. But like you said, it's almost reminiscent of Garrett Cole whenever he was like the 2015 Garrett Cole, where he wasn't going deep into games. He just doesn't look great, but the results are always there. It's like, I know there's something dominant in there.
Yeah.
But it's just not quite there. Like, there's something missing.
Mm-hmm. And I think you have to just kind of remember, like, he's 22. Yeah. He's 22. He hasn't really even thrown that many minor league innings, between the COVID year and the injury last year. We're talking about a guy who hasn't thrown a lot of pitches in professional baseball. And he's doing this at a young age. And he's getting good results. Again, I think he looked bad today, but 5 innings, 1 run, I'm going to take that all day. And I feel like, if we're talking development, he still he's nowhere near his ceiling right now, like nowhere near it. But the fact that he's still getting results, like even his previous 2 starts where you mentioned he didn't look good, right? And he didn't. He's still, like, he didn't get like shelled like in either of them, right? Like he kept the team in both of those games. And that's what you want to see out of like your good pitchers is when they don't have it, you're still keeping your team in the game. And then when you do have it, like you're out there shoving and dominating. So it's been 3 starts, I think, where he hasn't looked completely sharp. Maybe they like do something here soon where they like skip a turn in his rotation or something like that. Give him a little, because they are gonna have to do something to kind of keep his his innings down for the year. I don't know if they'll shut him down early or what, but he didn't look sharp today, but got the job done. Picked up the win. Again, once the Pirates got a pretty good lead, he was kind of just throwing strikes at that point.
Yeah,
like
that's all you really want.
Yeah. But I'm not concerned by any means. I was actually encouraged by what I saw. And like I said, when you look as bad as he did and you still get good results, like I'm optimistic about that.
It was also against the Cubs, and they suck.
So I mean, the Cubs.
It's funny pitching, because we were talking about the Cubs.
Like, the Cubs pitching is awful. It's awful, but their offense is not like the worst. It's better than the Pirates' offense, right? But it's not like the absolute worst in baseball. It's better than the Cubs have more runs than the Rays, the Orioles, the Tigers, the White Sox, the Royals, the Mariners, the A's, and the Pirates. So, like, I mean, we're talking about an offense that is below average, but not like completely inept and pathetic.
Yeah, but in terms of Roansy, the guy's got to learn to throw in on a righty. Everything he throws is out. And against a lefty, it's in. He throws to the same side of the plate every single pitch.
Yeah, and yeah, if you want to like kind of break down things, I think you're right there. Like once he starts going inside on hitters a bit more, he's gonna become dominant. And I think that just comes with just being more comfortable with your stuff.
I hope so, because at some point these guys they're major league hitters. They're gonna know this guy pounds outside over and over and over and over. And he's getting away with it because his slider is so damn good. And his fastball is so damn good. But the command really does have to come. Or else we're going to see, the flashes for a long time, and it's going to be 5 innings and what we see all the time.
No, you're right. And like I said, they're being definitely very careful with him. I mean, I think he probably could have gone out there for a 6th inning, but there was just no reason to.
Right. Yeah, not tonight at all.
But no, I think if there was one thing to kind of be concerned about, like it was the lack of like swing and miss stuff today.
Yeah.
He threw a lot of pitches because he couldn't put people away. He would get to 2 strikes and then there would be a foul ball. He needs to get to the point where he's putting those batters away, right? And like I think that'll come. The stuff's too good for it to not come.
Yeah. I mean, when the slider and curveball are working, and he really does need that curveball to work because he needs something secondary that isn't 90.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
When that curveball is working, he's going to get that swing and miss. And normally it is working, just not tonight. But like you said, he got through it. I guess a bad lineup, but he got through it.
Right, and then same thing too with the changeup too. Like once he can kind of like figure out that changeup, and that can become a weapon against lefties. Like he only threw 3 today, right? So he obviously didn't have a very good feel for it. But like once he threw 15 curveballs, 24 sliders, 50 fastballs. So he was about 50. He was 54% fastballs. So if you're counting just hard stuff, if you're counting his slider as hard stuff, it's 80% hard stuff today between fastball slider. So that kind of brings to your point, like better command of the curveball, better command of the changeup. I think those 2 pitches, if he can get those 2 things down, that's when you can be just real dangerous.
At the very least, he has to have that curveball working.
Yep.
Because he's got to have something that's not 90.
I agree. The curveball was, looking at the stats here, no one hit it hard to, actually, he was kind of hit hard on everything today.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But like I said, results were there. Spin rate was down on every pitch today. So maybe it was just, something with the ball, maybe, who knows, but
sometimes you have an off day.
Sometimes you have an off day. So, and like I said, it was nice to see the results from an off day.
Yep, we'll take it.
So, touching on the bullpen, Anthony Bonda came in 2 scoreless. I don't really know how much longer he's going to be here, but 2 scoreless. Chris Stratton, a scoreless inning. And then Yerry De Los Santos with another scoreless inning. He has looked pretty good since being called up. I wouldn't mind seeing more of him, definitely.
Yeah, De Los Santos is the only one I care about in that group. Bonda, so Stratton, he can hang around, but De Los Santos is the guy's got a good sinker. He can get to the swing and miss. He's a guy you probably want on your team. That I'd like to see him used a little bit more, maybe as a fireman type of deal, but hopefully they find the trust in him.
He has had 6 straight. This was 6 straight outing, scoreless outing. He hasn't given up a run since June 3rd, an earned run since June 3rd. He's recorded a strikeout in every single appearance this year too. So he's looked very good, very good. Other than that, I guess we're at 32 minutes. I know you said we wanted to keep this to 20 today.
Tried.
Didn't happen. We did try. We tried.
We tried.
We just talked about Oneil Cruz too long.
Give us like 2 weeks to not talk about Oneil Cruz. Like, let him cool down a hair.
Yeah.
Let the hype fade a little bit.
Well, that'll be it for today. Tomorrow, again, Pirates win 7-1, 3rd win in a row for the Pirates. That's what we call a winning streak right there. They're back at it tomorrow against the Cubs. This is a 4-game series, game 3 tomorrow. Jared Eichhoff is getting called up to make a spot start tomorrow.
Oh,
that'll be his first outing as a Pirate. He has not been good throughout his entire major league career. He hasn't really been all that good in AAA this year. So we'll see how Jared Eichhoff goes. He's going to be facing Keegan Thompson, who actually has pitched pretty well for the Cubs this year. But Eichhoff and Thompson tomorrow, 7:05. Let's see if we can keep this thing rolling.
Hopefully the bats roll because they're going to need them.
Yep. They've the first 2 games of the series so far, Pirates 19, Cubs 2 so far this series. So yeah, let's keep that going. That's all I got though. Anything you want to add before we log off?
That's all. I'll see you on Thursday for sure, right? I don't know. You're taking another sabbatical.
We'll see.
But no, thanks for
myself. Thanks for listening in. Thanks for watching another NS9 post-game show on Pittsburgh Baseball Now. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. See you guys.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.